Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video we're going to look at this. Yes, it's another classic Doctor Who story. This is Death to the Daleks from 1974, and this is the 11th season again, the final season of the third Doctor, and with his new companion, Sarah Jane. This is the third story. Before we had the Time Warrior, and then the invasion of the dinosaurs, and then this. And then after this, we had the Monsters of Peladon. This is a great series. I'm so looking forward to this coming out in the special Blu-ray collections, but I don't think we're going to get it maybe till maybe the end of next year, because don't forget we've got in March the 9th series season coming out of Jon Pertwee, which is very exciting as well. Anyway, I'll get back to this story. So this is written by Terry Nation, another Dalek story. And I'd just like to say that I think the Dalek stories of the third Doctor, absolutely superb. All great stories, absolutely love them. I think some people perhaps don't rate this one quite as highly, but I think it's an interesting take about the Daleks on here. I think it's a very good, enjoyable story. It's the Daleks, and when the Daleks were used in the right way, and when the Daleks were exciting when they appeared in the show, this is brilliant. This is great. Anyhow, it's written by Terry Nation. The script editor is Terrance Dicks, the reliable, wonderful Terrance Dicks. He was fantastic. And of course it's Barry Letts, and this is their last whole series together before they handed over to Philip Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes. So this is a great way of them leaving the series. This is what I like about this. There's like a new vigor and freshness to this 11th season. I think so. It has a newness to it because it is the end. And I think the important thing is I noticed straight away that the relationship between the third Doctor and Sarah Jane is already developed really well, and you can see that feeling. The way the third Doctor, was so attached to Jo and really was so fond of her that he's already developed this with Sarah Jane. You can see how much he cares for Sarah Jane already. It's really touching. It really is. I think that's a great part of the story. Now, it's directed by Michael Bryant. Now, Michael Bryant has really directed some great stories. And for the third Doctor, for instance, The Sea Devils and the wonderful The Green Death, which is an amazing story. In the Tom Baker's fourth Doctor era, he did Revenge of the Cybermen, and of course, the wonderful Robots of Death. And he also directed some on Blake Seven. Great director, a great TV director, really. And for Doctor Who, what can I say? It's just really wonderful work he's done for the show. And this is a really good story. the concept of this story is it's got quite a few strands, and I think that the strength of the story really helps some of the, perhaps as usual, the limitations of the budget story. The concept is that a group expedition from Earth, the Marine Space Corps from Earth of humans, has come to this planet to get this rare mineral because there's a galactic plague which is spreading through the galaxy and is threatening to have a devastating effect on humans. They've got to get this mineral called Parinium. Parinium, yes, Parinium, that's the name. On this, it's the only planet that has this, which can save everybody from this plague, and it's so important. They've been sent there to get this. Now, the problem on this planet is they've all been sort of sucked, if you want to put it down, onto the planet, and all their power and resources have been totally drained, and they're sort of stranded there on the planet, and they've sent for help, but they don't think it's got there, so that a ship can come and get them. And then to add into the wonderful mix, we've got two elements. We've got, at the start, the Doctor, as usual, taking Sarah Jane to some wonderful location. But unfortunately, they don't get there, as usual. The TARDIS never does what it's told properly, does it? And it gets sucked into this power drain, and the TARDIS ends up going down onto the planet as well, all power drained. And the Doctor, therefore, and Sarah have to, the adventure begins from that concept. And there's some great scenes in the TARDIS as they're coming to terms with what's happened. And then we get into the usuals. The good old sandbit of the... it works well. There's a bit, it works well. And the mist and the atmosphere... And of course, the Exelons, the natives of the planet, brilliant, creeping around, and some great stuff. And then, I'd say, the other important mix in the story is the Daleks, of course, landing. They think, oh, well, the Daleks are here, what are they going to do? And of course, they've been power drained as well, so the Daleks end up not being able to exterminate the Doctor and the humans. Oh, yeah, it's the look of triumph almost on the Doctor's face, and because the Daleks can't do anything, they're powerless. So they decide to work together to, basically help them get them out of this mess, because the Daleks also are after this rare mineral, because it's affecting them as well. It's affecting everybody, this galactic plague, if you want to call it that. So they're going to have to work together. Now, there's some great scenes as we develop, and as the story develops. One particular I love it. I always love these kind of funny scenes. Is that the Exelons capture Sarah Jane. She gets separated and captured, and they're going to do a sacrifice. Oh yeah, yes. Oh, it's just wonderful. You've got all this chanting, and you can't beat a good sacrifice, can you? And poor Sarah Jane's there by these things. But of course, they managed to rescue her. And what it all comes down to, what is the cause of the power drain, is the city, this wonderful living city. The city was developed thousands of years ago with the Exelons. But of course, the city became a living entity and kind of outgrew the Exelons, and its intelligence developed. And this is what is causing the power drain. And it's up to the Doctor to get it and solve the problem of how he's going to stop the power drain, and so that they can get the mineral out and all that kind of stuff. So there we are. There's that. That's the sort of concept we've got. What I'd like to say about this is I absolutely love this whole concept where they go in and they get tests. They move along further along inside the city, and they get these puzzles, and the Doctor has to work them out to get to the centre and the core. It's great idea, great story. And again, the designs, I really like the designs. People sometimes have criticised some of the special effects on this. And I mean, for the model work, I think is great. It's great. And this is one of the wonders of the galaxy, as the Doctor. And he's almost doesn't want to see it. He admires it so much. He's kind of sad that they're going to have to blow it all up and it's going to disappear. But it's a great story. And of course, we've got the Daleks trying to double cross the humans, and it's a great concept, as the Daleks think they're getting the upper hand, but of course the Doctor and significantly Sarah Jane plays a very important part of defeating the Daleks and ultimately getting the needed minerals for the cure for the virus. So it just, the whole story just works beautifully together, and I really like it. It's one that perhaps doesn't get as much love always, but I think when people look, and you look again, I always look at the history. It's definitely up there. I think it's because perhaps the Day of the Daleks and Planet of the Daleks were such strong, tremendous stories, that then this one is looked upon not maybe quite as highly as them. But I don't know. I've got a lot of affection for this. Another reason is it was one of the very early Doctor Who stories I got behind with Revenge of the Cyberman. This was released on VHS, I think 1987, 87 it was released on VHS, this. And it was one where it was all edited together, and it was fantastic. Though actually there were actual problems on some of the transfer were not as good. The actual copies, they had to find them and they searched for episodes to get a better quality copy because they'd been wiped. But they did find them. And this didn't get a DVD release till 2012, so it's quite a much later DVD release. Some great extras as usual on here. It's a great release, but I'm still looking forward to it being, the whole seasons together. Fantastic. So there is the usual. They're always nice releases, aren't they? You get this with talking about the story, facts behind it. It's a wonderful release. If you can get hold of this, definitely. Well, it's probably quite cheap as well now. Definitely worth having. Absolutely love this. As I say, it's a favourite story of mine. But I think all these stories are, the more I'm watching them again, the more I realise I come back to them. This is like almost a comfort Doctor Who story. If I look around, what sort of Doctor Who story shall I put on? This is one of them. I think, let's let the robots of death to me. I'll put this on. I just love it that much. Perhaps also the Day of the Daleks as well. I feel that one as well. But this is Dalek stories at the best, Not like nowadays where they're not as good, but this is when Dalek stories were proper grand stories. Anyhow, that's it. That's me just finishing rambling on. And I was going to say, as usual, is subscribe so you get to know when I put out these videos. Also, if you like it, give it a like, because of all this algorithm stuff and all that. And a lot of people might be able to watch it, and it costs no. And, the usual routine that we go through. So, all I've got to say is, I'll see thee, and I'll see thee again.